Welcome to 86, where the nights run long and the stories hit quick. From the back of the house to the front row mix, we talk real life hospitality unfiltered. Cause we on 86, baby. What's up? It's your boy Chef Vernon. We back with another special bonus edition 86 episode. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all for real. I've been trying to make this, not trying, I've been wanting to make this episode for the last like 2 months. For the last like 2 months, but I felt like the timing was off. Like I didn't want to do it and be incriminating or do it and be like shady and snaky, even though it's not like that big of a deal. But it just felt like the timing was off. And then the timing is right. So it's like we got to talk about a kitchen biggest opponent is the health inspector. The health inspection, bro. For the chefs that know, we all know how it is when the health inspection come that day. Like I'm paint the picture for y'all, right? Say you just, you're a regular person. You chilling. Say you wake up on a Sunday, you about to clean up, you got your music playing, you doing your thing, like you in your everyday routine, like making sure everything's straight, you getting everything together, and boom, the cops come kick down your door. Where everything at? Where it's at? And they just checking everything, and you like, oh, I don't know. Like, and then there you get to a panic mode, and you don't know what's going on, and then they be like, okay, it's all good. My bad. Everything's straight, or they just, or they find some stuff, whatever the case may be, but that initial feeling is what it's like when the health inspector walk in. Like instantly turn into like a oh shit, like oh we need to get our stuff together. Like we need to make sure that everything is in order. We need to make sure that we are great. And I've been a part of some some health inspections, some good ones, some not so good ones, some great ones. Some ones, and it's like that feeling is always consistent. Now, for my beginning part of my career, let's say maybe the first like 6, 7 years, I've never was a part of a health inspection until I got to like consistent restaurants, and then I had my first health inspection. I remember how I felt. Like, oh man, what's going on? And it's like, man, like as soon as it happened, no matter what you're doing, like you could be in the middle, blah, blah, blah. You could be in the middle of a rush. You could be in the middle of prepping. It's like, hey, wipe everything down, make sure everything go to temp, put everything in the cooler, wrap it up, cool it properly, put it on logs, get it together, clean up. Like it's like I need this done in like 4 seconds. And it's kind of like that pressure because usually the health inspector is like it's like a pit stop in a sense. Like they go here, they check here, they go here, they check here, they go here, they check here. So in it, reality, while you doing that, you kind of watching where the health inspector at. Like okay, I got time to do this. I got time to do that. I got time to check this. I got time to check that. And even though if everything is, if you're an employee or a chef that works very well and you have all your ducks in a row and all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, you still double check because you don't want that feeling like, yeah, I feel good. And they be like, hey, what's this? This is expired. It is like a week old. And they like, yeah, you got serving this. And even though you may try to talk your way out of it, it's like, I heard this point from a chef, like the health inspector hears the same stories 100 times a day. So why would they believe your story now? Like, hey, nah, we didn't use that. We just missed it. We just missed it. We're gonna throw it away. I've heard that earlier. So how I know you're gonna throw it away? I have to dock you for it because you guys aren't checking. So you always, 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 always double check. And that's just a feeling the health inspector bring. Like, and not to say that anybody's doing anything wrong or bad or terrible. It's just like, man, like when they come in, it's their job to make sure that everything is in compliance and everything is in order. And to be truthful, every kitchen has something that they're not too confident in. Every kitchen has something that they are training their staff on to do better, whether that's labeling, writing down temps, making sure stuff is getting cooled properly, making sure stuff is getting FIFO'd. It's always something that the kitchen is focusing on because even though kitchens are very different, no kitchen is 100% on those things because no worker is the same worker as the next person. So some people may forget things. We're all human, so there are things that we miss. So every kitchen has something they're not confident in. So when a health inspector comes and they try to, not they try to, but they're walking around, kitchens are like, man, I hope this thing that we harped on is being, you know, executed properly, or today is not the day where it doesn't get executed properly. Because all it takes is one thing. And then let's say like the health inspector, when they walk in, you start in with 100. The more stuff they find, just knocks your grade down, knocks your grade down. And it'd be the smallest things cost the most points. Like say you have example like dirty dishwater. Like the dishwasher is washing dishes in a dirty dishwater, which would be crazy. If that was to happen, you might lose 15 points on just that one issue. And then you go from 100, which is an A, to a B. Now I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't know, but I can say I'm pretty confident that if you were to walk into a restaurant right now and they had 100 health score, you would be like, okay, I feel pretty confident about eating here. But if you walk into a place that they had like an 80 or 85 or 88, you'll be like, all right, you might have a little bit of restriction or a little bit of like concern. If they have like a 70, anything between a 70 and 79, then you're like, all right, hold on now. Something going on back there that I don't really know about. I don't really think I can do this. Like, it's just the reputation that comes with those health scores. Like, so you have to be very mindful about certain things that are missed because they can be they can be haymaker hits on your grade. And if you hit a 70, I believe, and I'm unsure about this, but I believe they have to come back within a certain amount of time frame to like to regrade you. Or I think if it's lower than that, you have like 14 days to get everything together for they come back or they shut you down. Which is crazy. Like nobody wants to be shut down. Nobody wants to not be in business or working or put their employees at that. But that's the like the reality of the situation. Like the when they come, the nerves and the stress. So it's like you got to make sure you on point. And the funny thing is, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about my actual first health inspection being a man, right? So I was getting my team ready, like me, my sous chefs, my whole I'm not my sous chef, but me and my dining management team, we were getting our team ready, like, hey, they come in, make sure we got labels, make sure stuff is being iced, it's being rotated, make sure we cooling stuff properly, make sure the logs done. So I felt like we had a pretty good system going. And even though there were some concerns, we were always very optimistic about doing that. So I remember I was off this day. It had like a Thursday. Oh, it was a Wednesday, Thursday, I'm off. And I'm chilling at the crib, doing my thing, going through some invoices or looking at orders because when you're the man, you never stop working. So I'm doing that, and I get a phone call from my sous chef, which is my homie Chef Vinci. Shout out to Chef Vinci. I get a phone call from him, but I missed the phone call. So um he said he texted me like, "Hey yo, the inspector here," and I'm like, "The inspector? What you mean?" So then I'm looking at that, and my regional chef, I guess she called me too, or she texted me like, "Hey, is the health inspector at your building?" I was like, I don't know. Like, are they? I touched the back, like, are they there? So I called Josh back, and he's like, yo, the health inspector. I'm like, the health inspector there? I'm pulling up. So it's like when you get those words, and you the man or you the chef, the GM, like you have to pull up. You have to pull up a little side story before you finish this main story. When I was a sous chef at Mustang Turner's, that morning, I believe the health inspector came. And like I was confident, so I'm like, yeah, I can handle it. So we handling everything, they ain't walking around. And I remember the GM was like, he texted me like, "Hey, yo, bro, is the health inspector there?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Man, you got to tell me that. Like, you got to let me know when they coming so I can pull up." So I felt like that was fun. I'm glad Josh called me. So I pull up. I'm in like sweatpants and t-shirt. So I come through the door. I'm like, "Where they at? Where they at?" So the guy's like, "Yeah, the guys like the team is like, yeah, he in the freezer walking around." So I see Josh, and Josh told me, yeah, he was looking for this. So come to find out, what he was looking for was in the HR office upstairs. So they go upstairs. Josh showed me the paperwork there, and I'm just like quick blitzing through the coolers, quick blitzing through the logs, making sure everything is right, everything is perfect. I'll do that in about 5-7 minutes, and I'm feeling good. So he come down, he go through some stuff, and he pointed out that it was like some mold in the ceiling. Now I remember this because the ceiling always had water, right? And we would try to get maintenance to fix the ceiling, but they were saying like, we can fix it, but we gotta find the time and we don't really know. Like you can just do that and do this. And It wasn't really like I'm thinking that it's a maintenance issue, but I should have been thinking that okay, this is a kitchen issue. I should have handled it myself. Lesson learned. So he was like, "Yeah, it's a mold up here. It's a quick fix. You can just swap out the towels, or you can spray it." So I was like, "All right, cool." So I was like, "Damn," he said that. Like, I want to know who we gonna get. So he out there grading for about an hour, and I'm talking to everybody, talking to the team. We just trying to figure stuff out. They asking questions. We just getting stuff done. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm ready for y'all." So me and Josh pulled up. He's like, "Man, you got 99." I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "I'm sorry sir, for cursing." We all started laughing. But a 99, like that mode just took us off 1 point. And the 99 one was the highest health department score that I've ever gotten as the man. Or, I've been a part of some hundreds, but I just felt good getting a 99. Like, man, that's crazy. Like, this one thing I missed. And, it was a very proud accomplishment. But man, I know, like, nervous because I was like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. And that 99 was also the highest health score in that building's history, which I find that's crazy because I don't work there no more. But that's another story for another day. Had to toot my own horn a little bit. I'm sorry. And the one thing also health inspections is like everybody in your kitchen may not treat culinary the same way you treat culinary as a man or the man or the woman or the sous chef or the executive sous chef, whatever. So, not to say that they don't care, but they may be ignorant to some things, or they may have ignorance towards certain things. So when health inspector come, everybody go on break. I don't care what's going on. We could be busy. Everybody go on break. Everybody on the line that's not a sous chef or a manager go on break because if a health inspector asks you like, "Hey, yeah, you got this sauce over here. So how did you heat it up?" And let's say you don't know, and you say, "Yeah, I just put it in the microwave and heat it up, and just put it on the line." They're gonna be like, "So you didn't temp it?" "No, I didn't temp it. I just put it on it." Yep, automatic violation right there. They're automatically taking points off of you. Like health inspectors are there to quiz your staff too to see if they know. Like I said, some of your staff may not have that information. They may be ignorant to it. They may not care. They may be, angry staff, whatever the case may be. Not to put that on anyone, but you want to make sure that you got the right people in there that can answer those questions. The manager, the sous chef, the lead cooks, people that know how that people that know those answers and can answer those questions for them very confidently. Because when the health inspector come through and they check your coolers, they might tempt one or two things, three things to make sure, four things. And if they all tempt properly, they leave that side. If they tempt two or three things properly, the fourth thing improperly, now they digging for more stuff. Then they opening coolers, then they checking deeper into those like those low boys, those dungy coolers, all of that. And even though they should do that, some health inspectors work differently. And not say that's they work improperly, but some health inspectors are like, I check four things, they all good. Okay, this side is good. I know y'all good. I check four things. Let me pull under here, check the fifth thing. It all depends on the health inspector. So that was a cool story. I've also had and when you hear those, you kind of start looking at stuff differently. Like you have a different perspective on that place and that restaurant and their standards and policy. Even though sometimes, for the benefit of the doubt, some people may not know, or some managers may not know certain things. Some stuff is like, some stuff shouldn't have to be explainable. And once the health inspector leave, it's one or two things. You have 100, keep doing what you're doing. Everything is perfect. Anything less than 100, okay, now we have to make changes. Then we have to retrain, put different policies in place, have a new standard, keeping people accountable, building a structure in a sense. Like the most important thing is keeping a standard and holding people accountable. That's the part that's going to suck. Because some people in the industry, they do things that they, like I said, they may not know or just be ignorant to something. Like somebody may use a can opener, like the big can openers, the ones you got to turn on the table, and may not wipe it off afterwards. They may just think it's fine and just open it, keep it pushing. So you might have to hold the people accountable. Tell them like, hey, I need you to wipe this off. Make sure that we in compliance. Make sure we got our food safe. Some people might not take it the right way. Some will say, okay, I got you, chef. Some not, and that's the accountability part. Hey, I need you to do this. Hey, if I tell you again, We had to have a sit down. I told you a third time, you had to get written up. Like, you gotta hold people accountable because in the day is your operation. You the person in charge. So, or you the person that's a part of it. So, if you are the person that's just working in the kitchen, be prepared to be held accountable. Like, it's not personal. It's making sure that we doing stuff right so they don't come back and everybody's out of a job. Because if a place closed down, trust me, everybody is out of a job. They finna restaff that place in 30 minutes. Y'all finna be out of there. But this has been bonus episode of 86, the health inspector. The biggest opponents, man. Make sure if y'all listening to 86, make sure you listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, anywhere you listen to your podcast at. Make sure you tap in with 86. And if you're a video watcher, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Chef Vern Jr. Make sure you subscribe to my Instagram and TikTok, _ Chef Vern Jr. _ 86, spelled with the 8, the number 8, and spelled with the number 6. And it's been a great one, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. It's your boy Chef Vern. I love y'all, man.